The way you think about your abilities shapes your entire life. When you believe that your intelligence and skills are set in stone, you limit your potential before you even begin. But when you understand that your abilities can grow and expand through effort and learning, you open the door to endless possibilities. This shift in thinking is called the growth mindset. A growth mindset is more than just a positive attitude. It is a deep understanding that mastery requires time, that failure is a natural part of progress, and that persistence is the key to success. With this mindset, you do not avoid difficulty or abandon your goals when faced with setbacks. Instead, you see obstacles as challenges to be overcome, as opportunities to develop new skills and knowledge. Your brain is not static, it is remarkably adaptable. Neuroscience shows us that through learning and repetition, our neural connections strengthen and new pathways form. This means that the more you practice, the more capable you become. You are constantly evolving, and your mind can grow stronger just like a muscle. With a growth mindset, the word failure loses its power to defeat you. Failure is not a final verdict on your abilities, it is a valuable piece of feedback. It tells you where you can improve, what you need to try next, and how to adjust your approach. This perspective turns setbacks into crucial steps on the journey to success. Embracing a growth mindset transforms how you respond to criticism and challenges. Instead of taking feedback personally or feeling threatened by difficulty, you welcome it as a chance to learn and improve. Challenges spark curiosity and creativity rather than fear. This mindset also influences how you set goals. Rather than focusing solely on results or outcomes, you focus on growth, learning, and effort. The process becomes more important than the destination because you recognize that each step forward builds lasting strength. However, adopting a growth mindset is not something that happens overnight. It requires conscious effort and self-awareness. You begin by noticing your own thoughts, especially those moments when you feel discouraged or tempted to give up. Instead of accepting negative self-talk as truth, you challenge it and replace it with encouragement and possibility. Effort is a central theme in the growth mindset. It is not about raw talent or innate ability but about hard work, deliberate practice, and resilience. When you embrace effort, you value persistence through difficulty, knowing that each attempt brings you closer to mastery. This mindset also helps you navigate periods of doubt and frustration. You accept that setbacks are inevitable, but they are temporary and meaningful. They are not signs to stop but signals to adapt your approach and keep moving forward. Over time, a growth mindset builds inner confidence grounded in experience and progress rather than fleeting success or external validation. It cultivates a powerful sense of agency. You know you have the ability to influence your future through your actions and attitude. Unlocking your growth mindset begins with awareness and intention. It is a daily practice of choosing to see challenges as opportunities, learning as a lifelong journey, and failure as a teacher. This shift changes not just what you do but who you become. Building your growth mindset, the science of change. To truly grasp the growth mindset, it's helpful to understand the science behind it. Your brain's ability to grow and adapt is called neuroplasticity. For decades, science believed that intelligence and skills were fixed once we reached adulthood. However, research in recent years has overturned this notion, revealing that the brain is dynamic and capable of building new neural connections throughout life. Every time you learn something new or repeat a task, the neurons in your brain form stronger connections. The more you practice, the more these connections solidify, making that skill easier to perform. This remarkable adaptability means that anyone can develop abilities once thought to be innate or reserved for the naturally gifted. However, this growth requires intentional effort. Passive exposure to ideas or skills is not enough. You must challenge yourself, step outside your comfort zone, and engage in deliberate practice. This kind of focused learning rewires the brain and unlocks new potential. Understanding this dependency on effort is the foundation of growth mindset. It teaches us that setbacks and failures are part of the natural learning curve. When performance falters, it's often the brain's way of telling you that you are at the edge of your current capabilities, pushing to grow beyond. The myth of innate talent becomes just that, a myth. While genetic factors influence certain traits, your ultimate success depends largely on how you respond to challenges and how much effort you invest in learning and improvement. This scientific perspective empowers you because it puts control in your hands. You realize that your abilities are not predetermined or unchangeable. Instead, they respond to your choices, the mindset you cultivate, the habits you form, and the resilience you build. Overcoming the obstacles to a growth mindset. While the growth mindset offers a transformative perspective, adopting it is not always easy. Our brains are creatures of habit. For years, Many of us have been conditioned to see intelligence and talent as fixed traits. We've internalized messages from childhood, school, and society that tell us who we are and who we are not. This conditioning creates obstacles when trying to shift to a growth mindset. Doubts and fears arise. You might wonder, am I really capable of change, or what if I fail again? These questions are natural, but they don't have to limit you. One major barrier is the fear of failure. Failure can trigger feelings of shame or embarrassment, making us want to avoid risks or challenges. But in the framework of growth mindset, failure is completely redefined. It is a normal, essential part of growth. Understanding this shift is crucial. Failure is feedback. It shines a light on what isn't working and guides you toward improvement. When you embrace this, failure loses its sting and becomes a tool for learning. Another obstacle is perfectionism. Perfectionists tend to see mistakes as catastrophic and have unrealistic standards for themselves. This often leads to procrastination or giving up due to fear of not being perfect. But progress thrives on imperfection and experimentation. A growth mindset encourages you to focus on progress, on what you're learning and improving, rather than flawless results. It reminds you that mastery is a journey, not a destination. A third obstacle is negative self-talk. Our internal dialogue can either build us up or tear us down. Negative thoughts like "I'm not smart enough," or "I'll never get this," trap us in a fixed mindset. Replacing these thoughts with growth-oriented language, such as "I'm learning," or "I can improve with practice," rewires your brain to expect success through effort. Overcoming these obstacles requires awareness and commitment. It means catching yourself in moments of doubt and consciously choosing a different thought. It means taking small steps outside your comfort zone regularly and seeing discomfort as a sign that growth is happening. This practice can feel uncomfortable at first, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. The brain adapts, forming new neural pathways that support resilient, growth-focused thinking. The role of effort and perseverance in growth. One of the most powerful lessons of the growth mindset is the vital role of effort. Unlike the common misconception that talent alone determines success, effort is the engine driving growth. Effort fuels the learning process and strengthens your abilities. It is essential to understand that effort itself is a skill, a habit that can be developed and refined. The more consistently you apply focused effort, the more your performance improves. Perseverance is closely linked. It is the commitment to keep going despite difficulties or setbacks. People with a growth mindset view perseverance not as stubbornness, but as a strategic choice to continue learning and adapting. This mindset changes how you measure success. Success is no longer about immediate results, but about the cumulative impact of sustained effort. It's about showing up day after day, ready to learn, ready to improve. Effort also shifts the focus from proving yourself to improving yourself. Instead of trying to demonstrate natural ability, you concentrate on growth. This shift liberates you from fear of judgment and opens you to new experiences. Recognizing that effort leads to mastery inspires a love of learning. You begin to see challenges as exciting opportunities rather than threats. This excitement fuels motivation and encourages you to tackle tasks with enthusiasm. Without effort, growth is impossible. With effort, your potential is unlimited. The power of embracing challenges. Challenges are often seen as obstacles, hindrances that block your path to success. But with a growth mindset, challenges take on an entirely different meaning. They become essential opportunities for development. Each challenge you face is a chance to stretch your capabilities and build new skills. When you embrace challenges, you step outside your comfort zone. This is where true learning happens. Growth requires discomfort because it means you are pushing the boundaries of what you know and what you can do. Avoiding challenges may feel safe in the short term, but it limits your long-term potential. Every time you shy away from difficulty, you deny yourself the chance to learn and evolve. A growth mindset teaches you to welcome challenges and seek them out. When faced with a difficult problem, instead of retreating, you approach it with curiosity and determination. You focus on solutions rather than problems. This attitude turns setbacks into valuable lessons. Instead of being discouraged when things don't go as planned, you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Embracing challenges also builds resilience. You become better equipped to handle future obstacles because you have trained your mind to see difficulty as normal and transient. Consistently engaging with challenges rewires your brain to be more flexible and resourceful. It helps you develop problem-solving skills and confidence. Sustaining your growth mindset over time. Adopting a growth mindset is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong commitment. To sustain this way of thinking, you must continuously nourish it through daily habits and intentional reflection. One key to long-term growth mindset maintenance is cultivating curiosity. When you stay curious, you remain open to new ideas and perspectives. Curiosity pushes you to ask questions like, what more can I learn? How can I improve? This keeps your mind active and engaged. Another crucial factor is self-compassion. Growth requires patience. You will face setbacks, make mistakes, and encounter phases of slow progress. Instead of harsh self-criticism, practice kindness toward yourself. Recognize that these challenges are part of the journey. Regular reflection helps solidify the growth mindset. Take time to review your progress, celebrate improvements, and honestly assess areas for growth. Reflection deepens self-awareness and motivation. Surrounding yourself with a supportive environment also plays a vital role. Engage with people who encourage learning and resilience. Positive influences reinforce your growth mindset behaviors and beliefs. Finally, remember that sustaining a growth mindset involves adapting and evolving. As you gain new experiences, revise your goals and methods. Flexibility ensures you don't become stuck in rigid thinking patterns. Your mindset is the foundation for how you experience life. The difference between feeling stuck and moving forward, between giving up and persevering, often comes down to the beliefs you hold about yourself and your abilities. The growth mindset offers a powerful shift, a way to see yourself not as limited by your current talents, but as endlessly capable of growth through effort, learning, and resilience. By embracing challenges, valuing effort, learning from setbacks, and continuously nurturing curiosity and compassion, you unlock your true potential. Remember, your abilities are not fixed. They are a work in progress, and every step forward brings you closer to your goals. You have the power to transform your challenges into opportunities. The journey may not be easy, but it will be profoundly rewarding. This moment is your invitation to unlock your growth mindset, to choose growth over limitation, and to become the person you truly want to be. The path to greatness begins with the belief that you can grow, and the courage to take the next step.